Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be bringing you a review on the Ambient Arms EXO 556 suppressor. This suppressor is pretty new in terms of the ones that are out there. This one, I first saw it advertised on Grand Thumb's videos and thought, well, that's really cool. I have to get it because I'm someone that shoots with a suppressor a lot. As you can see, these are all burn marks from my suppressor. This is going to be a traditional suppressor review. Basically, I'm gonna test both of them and show you what they how they differ, how they compare to each other. So what I have here, this is the Rugged Razor 556 suppressor. This is your traditional type of suppressor that most people are gonna have. So right off the bat, we're just gonna weigh these real quick. And so the Rugged Razor is at 13.8 ounces. And the Ambient Arms suppressor is slightly heavier, which, I mean, I don't really care about the weight too much, but some people might. I like that it might, with the added weight, it might make the recoil feel less, so I'll be also testing that at the range. So one of the things that I do really like so far about the Ambient Arms suppressor is this thing comes detachable, I don't know what you call it, but the thing you put on the rifle. This one is pretty well built into the suppressor here. Now you can remove it, of course, but how that's different and how that's a plus is this is what I have to attach to my rifle every time I want to put this suppressor on it. So that means that I gotta put this on, and then I gotta crank the suppressor on it, and whenever I'm done shooting, or if I want to transition to, shooting without the suppressor, I have to take out this tool and pretty much take this off first before I can put anything else on it. That's a pain, especially with a suppressor that gets really hot really quick. So you're waiting there quite a few minutes just waiting for this to cool off before you can touch it and switch. Now with this one, I'm assuming that because it's not going to get as hot, it'll be easier and faster to take off. And so that's what I want to show, is hopefully taking this off doesn't take 20 minutes of waiting for it to cool down. Now about this review, I'm not someone that's sponsored or anything like that. I'm just someone that got tired of seeing reviews online where people just don't know what they're testing, or they just don't do it right. So I'm going to be showing a pretty detailed review on this suppressor that will show most of the things that people want to see. Not everybody's shooting just 30 rounds and then seeing how hot it is. So I'm going to do an actual test to show you how hot it really gets when you shoot off a few rounds. These are my gloves, so that kind of gives you an idea. These are all burn marks from trying to take my suppressor off. So I'm someone that shoots a lot, and I especially love shooting with suppressors. And you can see how much damage this one has from just the burn marks of my gloves. Now imagine if that was your skin. All right, so I haven't shot it yet, but I have high hopes for this. Hopefully I'll be able to tell if it's night and day from the suppressor that I do already have. Okay, so we're at the range. I have the suppressor. I have the Ambient Arms suppressor now mounted on the rifle, and I'm just shooting the Rugged Razor suppressor. So we're going to take a temperature of what they're at right now without being shot. So this was at 84 degrees near the barrel, 84, 85, 83, 81, Alright, so that kind of gives you an idea of the temperatures, what they are, without being shot. So I'm not going to be able to show you guys too much of the shooting because I'm at the range here by myself. But I'm going to go ahead and shoot 90 rounds fairly quick with the suppressor. Then I'm going to do a 5-minute test. We're going to see if how long it cools, or how much does it cool in 5 minutes. And then we're going to swap. We're going to do the same thing with this one, and we'll be able to tell the differences of how much did this cool in that 5-minute time frame, and we can see if there's a difference. One of the other things I want to test out is, can I safely remove the suppressor without burning myself after shooting it? That's going to be one of the main things I'm looking for. So let's get right to it. Okay, I'm trying to be quick. I have just shot 90 rounds from it. It was pretty quick. Let's see. All right, so the temperature near the barrel is at 860. I saw the highest was 900. 1,000, 900, 500, 400 down here. It seems like it is rapidly cooling in some places though. Let's see. Yeah, that's cooling really quick. Because that was, we were getting 1,000, high 900s. Now we're down to 800. Right here is probably the hottest part right here, it seems. So we're about 900 here still. Now I want to see if I'm able to touch this. So it is a little hot. I would not take the suppressor off right now in its current condition. As you can see, it is burning a little bit. But let's see how it does after 5 minutes. Let's see if it cools relatively quick, where I can actually take it off and handle it. Let's see. Yeah, it's cooling fairly quick. So I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I'll come right back and show you guys the results. It's already been about 2 minutes, so we'll give it 3 more. All right, so 5 minutes have passed since I shot this. Let's see how much it's cooled now. So this is down to 400. Still a little hot there. 430. Now it's down to the 300s over here. 200. That was in 5 minutes. So it cooled a good like 500 degrees in that 5 minute, which I think, I haven't seen what the other one's going to be like, but I'm assuming 500 degrees in 5 minutes is a pretty big difference. Now let's see if I can, yeah, it's a little hot here still, but I can definitely grab this over here and probably twist it. And that's one of the things I'm looking for. So I probably wouldn't touch it from here yet, but up here I can definitely grab it, no problem. Alright, so I'm about to take off the suppressor. I'm about to swap it out for the rugged razor suppressor over here. About 10 minutes have passed since I shot this. Without taking the temperature on it right now, I can definitely touch it and it feels fine. You can still feel a little bit of heat. That's only natural, but it's not going to burn me. I feel like I can safely take it off. The temperature right now is low 200s. Yep, low 200s and 140 over this side. But yeah, so it's definitely cooling quick. I'm going to take it off now, and I'm going to swap suppressors. Alright, this is what I was talking about earlier. So the thing that I find really annoying from this one is that I have to take out my tool and I have to put this on here, or else I'm not going to be able to shoot it. So now I can put it on. Okay, I have just shot the suppressor, 90 rounds, fairly quick. Let's look at the temperatures here. Okay, so we're up to 1,000 here towards the middle. High 900s. Yep, around 800 here. And this part's the coolest right here where you grab it. At least that's good news. 400-ish, 500 degrees. All right, 5 minutes have passed. It's seems to have cooled more than I expected. It's still 400s, and towards the tip, towards the end, it's still like mid 500s. Let's see if I can. Yeah, this is definitely burning me. So unlike the Ambient Arms, where I was actually able to kind of grab it and touch it at 5 minutes, this one, you can see it took some of my gloves with it. You can see it's actively burning. So about that 500 degrees there. All right, so I'm gonna give it another like 5 minutes so it can cool off and I can actually take it off. Okay, another 5 minutes have passed. Okay, still burning me. I can kind of touch it now, but it's still definitely can't take it off and handle it. Let's see what it's at now. Okay, so 300s, high 200s. Okay, so it seems to have kind of an even heat now. High 200s. Yeah, I can tap it, but I can't hold it for more than a second. It's still burning me. All right, so this one, I can finally grab it. It's still pretty hot, at least to the hand. It still feels pretty hot still. If I can get the laser to turn on. There you go. So this is doing like mid 100s. A little lower right there. So like 100-ish there. Mid 100s for the most part. So yeah, I can finally touch it now. I can grab it, do all the good things. However, this one was sitting here for about 20 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes since I shot it now, and yeah, it took a while for it to cool down. This one, well, now it's been sitting here for about 25 because they had about a 5-minute lapse from each other. So and this one's, I mean, feels pretty cool. Let's see. So 100, 100, 98, and that's just normal, skin temperature at that point. So 100 degrees sounds like it's hot, but it's really not. So yeah, they had a pretty big difference when it came to cooling down. This one took about 5 to 7 minutes of sitting there. This one, it took a good 20 minutes for it to fully cool down so I could touch it. So I just shot 30 rounds through it. So 500s here and towards the base. And way down here is the 200s, 300s. It is cooling pretty quick though. See, so it's a 470. Yeah, I mean we can see it cooling pretty quick. So this is what's good about this suppressor is, unlike the other one that has the lock thing here that I have to twist, it's really hard to do when this is hot. But this one, because the tip is pretty cool where I can touch it, this is still pretty hot right now, but this entire area of the suppressor stays cool, so I can actually twist it off and take the suppressor off. I can pretty much handle it. Unlike the other one, I have to wait for it to completely cool before I can touch it. So this one's all right. I just shot 30 rounds through this one. We're gonna do the same comparison. So this one's at 500s and 400s. Let's see how fast it cools. Let's see. Let's aim right there. There it goes. All right, hey guys, so we're back home now. Just gonna give you my final thoughts on this Ambient Arms suppressor. So overall, I do think it's a good buy. I did notice that it was noticeably getting, it was cooling down a lot quicker than the other one. So it seems like one of the main things. I mean, it still got pretty hot. It went up to 1,000 degrees as we saw in some areas. But I think what really makes it different from other suppressors is the fact that it was cooling down quite rapidly. And for me, one of the main important things was this area right here was cooling down pretty quick. So the way this is set up, if I need to take the suppressor off, I can just comfortably grab it from here and twist it. Compared to my other suppressor, I have to, grab the little handle down here and then mess with it, and that is really hot. So I like with this one, it does cool down noticeably quicker, and I'm able to touch it, remove it, at least in the main area here of the suppressor. This area we saw was pretty hot, kind of like here towards the middle, but I mean, it did cool down pretty quick. As far as like noise difference, honestly, they sound very similar. I wasn't able to get a like a far away kind of sound to it, but they both sound very similar in noise suppression. So there wasn't too big of a difference in that. Now, it's important to point this out because I had to do some little research. I know the developers of this from Ambient Arms mentioned that, well, it is a titanium suppressor, but they mentioned that it's never going to get that hot where it starts to deteriorate, and they, at least in the videos I saw, they cited 900 degrees being the kind of like where the titanium starts to lose its strength. So I was a little confused because, well, we definitely saw it reach over 900 degrees, but doing a little more research, it's more closer to 1,600 degrees. So 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit is kind of like the max that titanium can take as far as heat goes, and we're just not going to get that hot. I mean, if it does get hot, it does cool down pretty quick, and so that's the other thing. Personally, I'm really glad I got this, because I love shooting with suppressor, and one of the things I hated was just waiting 20 to 30 minutes at the range before I could pack my things up, or because I couldn't touch my suppressor. So this is going to be a big game changer for me when it comes to taking my rifle to the range. When it comes to price, it still wasn't even that much. Really just the same price as any other suppressor, and this gives you all the same features of a suppressor plus the faster cooling. So I think overall, if you decide to get this suppressor, I think it's a good buy. So thanks for watching, guys. If there are any questions or any things in specific that you'd like to see with the suppressor, or even the rifle too, just anything, I'd be happy to make videos on that. Take care.